Hi.
Hello.
How are you, Ashlee?
I've been good. How have you been? I see
Long
you.
time no see.
Yeah, long time no see. I see you got a haircut.
I did get a haircut.
Well, it seems like we don't have games today. I just heard my phone ring.
Okay. Dear Ashlee and David, new day, new game. Welcome to episode 3 of our podcast, Student Life 101. This episode, you'll be making deeper connections with each other as you discuss your connections with the University of Alberta community, as well as Edmonton as a whole. We, the producers, those people, will keep bombarding us with questions as we compete in a game of Connect 4.
Oh.
The goal is to be the first player to line up 4 for your chips in a row. And every time you put in a chip, you must answer a question. Good luck on your next game. Your dearest producers. Fun.
Best of luck, David.
Your turn.
My turn. You answer
question first.
David forgets every episode.
Every time.
Oops.
David, is there anything worth doing during the week of welcome at the U of A?
That's a very, very, very tough question because I never went to the week of welcome.
Oh my goodness.
And I was never invited to the week of welcome as well because I think I mentioned I came here during my 3rd year and I more or less invited myself, and I could see how fun it was because there's a lot of new people. They were giving out merch, but yeah, I couldn't really join or be a part of that.
Are you ready? Let it bounce.
It's gonna go up.
I hope so.
Aww.
Yay!
Nice. Ashlee, what clubs did you join during your university time?
This will be interesting. So, I have joined several clubs and never actually attended any events put on by them. I have joined like the academic club for anthropology students or undergraduate anthropology students, as well as the club for classics students, because those are both of my majors. I still get the emails from them once in a while, but I find that they don't put on a lot of events, to be honest.
Yeah, I feel like some of these clubs are imaginary. Like they exist, but nothing goes on, right?
I joined like the Dogs for Wings club, and it was
Dogs for Wings?
Yeah, or I don't know, Wings for Dogs. It's something like that. And I joined it, I think 2nd year, but because it was just after COVID was kind of ending, they really had nothing going on. Like I'd get one email about a meeting and then nothing after that, and haven't heard from them since. So I don't know if they just took me off their emailing list or what happened. No.
I've never played this type of Jenga.
Huh? Jenga?
I mean, Connect 4.
Oh my goodness.
All right.
I've also never played this type of Jenga.
David, have you done any volunteering on campus?
Yes, I did do the community garden, and the bike library. And besides that, I think that's pretty much it. It was fun.
What's the bike library?
So the bike library is a free place to go get your bike fixed.
Oh.
And it's based on donations.
Oh.
And they also just promote, cycling to campus and Fixing bikes. I've barely attended, so I've attended maybe 3 times, but yeah.
3 times is still an experience.
Oh,
Sad.
hey. Ashlee, do you find clubs to be a fun activity, or do you think they can be a stressful addition to your responsibilities?
Okay, I think that's a really complicated question because I find that clubs can be very enriching actually a lot of the time, especially when you're so involved in your studies that that's all you're focusing on. When you get into a club, it's almost like a break away from your studies, but you're still being able to participate on campus and you're around like-minded people. That being said, when you over involve yourself in clubs and you involve yourself in other activities that aren't school and aren't related to just hanging out with friends or having time for yourself, you do miss out on the ability to recharge. And so you find that you get overwhelmed and you don't have time for things and you might be, skipping out on time for yourself, like I said.
And I think it also depends on, I guess, your role or position in these clubs. Because if, for example, you're like a treasurer for some club, then I guess you have more of a responsibility and liability to always be present and always be there. Unlike if you're just a member, then you can skip.
It actually has to spin a minimum of 2 times, so you have to respin it.
David's cheating.
Yes.
Okay, David, I see you.
Kaboom.
David, did you play any sports on campus?
No, not like in a team, but we did play volleyball, remember?
Yeah.
Last year during summer or winter?
No, it was actually during fall semester. We started playing over the summer and spring just because we kind of had an itch to do it, so we wanted to try it. We started showing up to drop-in time so we could just go play with whoever else was playing in the gym, and we met people through that who also played volleyball.
And we joined a league.
Yeah, so we ended up joining a non-competitive league. It was like competitive but non-competitive. It was a beginner league, I think.
What place did we land on at the very end?
At the very end, I'm pretty sure we were close to last.
But it was the fun memories we made along the way.
Regardless of that, we met so many people. We had a lot of fun, lots of laughter. And it was just a great way to get out and
do something outside of, class and normal university stuff.
Oh, absolutely. It was a lot of fun. I appreciated the competition sometimes.
Even amongst ourselves.
Yeah.
But I remember for that league, it was a bunch of groups, like even faculties, groups of faculties, right? And it could be anyone in the university from like a first year student all the way to like a PhD student that could join.
Yeah.
But besides that, no sports. I did try going to the gym. It was so intimidating just because I've never really been, and everyone there looked like they knew what they were doing. So I went with a friend, and that was the last time I stepped foot. That was the last time I've stepped foot into the gym. Yes. No. Oh.
Yeah. What do you mean?
Ashlee.
Yeah.
How did you find the clubs and activities that you participated in?
So finding activities that I participated in and clubs, to be honest, I think that as much as I showed up at the clubs fair when it was held in the first week of campus, like it is every year, I didn't really actually get to know what was on campus through that. A lot of me finding clubs and activities has been kind of haphazard or through other friends. And so
I look at the newsletter.
You look at the newsletter?
Yeah, so I actually read all the newsletters that come out.
Yeah.
Even though a bunch of it is, the same and repetitive. But sometimes you find that one thing that suits you. And I'm like, yep, I'm going to go and try it out.
David, no, David, no, David, no.
Okay. Hopefully this lands up. Second.
Okay.
Wait, I won.
Yeah. David wins the first game.
Are
We're
you
going to be
ready?
playing more.
Let it bounce.
No. No. Whatever you want.
Okay.
Give it to me.
David, what do you think is the best way to meet new friends?
I think just showing up to class. Do you agree?
I absolutely agree. I think my first year, first of all, obviously we all know it was during COVID. So I struggled really badly in biological chemistry. Yeah,
Chemistry?
biological chemistry.
Biochem?
Yeah, it was a horrible experience. No, it was like biocalculus. Never mind. It was
Okay.
biological calculus. And since in my grade 12 year, I didn't really pay attention in math class since it was also online, I kind of struggled really hard with the math aspect of it.
Mhm.
So one of the other people in my class, one of my classmates, was also struggling with the same questions. It was like we'd meet once a week and spend 5 hours struggling together to get through one question. And
That's
it
a
was the
lot.
most horrible experience, but that's also how I met one of my best friends at campus for most of my
Oh.
university career.
I think making friends with one person and them introducing you to other people is a great
Mhm.
way to like meet new people, just because you're exposed to a larger group of people who you already somewhat know through that one friend, and
Yeah.
it's just easier to make friends with compared to someone that you don't know who's
Yeah.
a stranger. Isn't there like you need to spend like X amount of hours with someone to actually get comfy with them or something?
I don't know,
you heard
David.
about
When
that?
did you start to feel comfortable with me?
I don't. Well, I'm doing this against my will. But no, because we've just hung out
A
like
lot.
a lot, especially the past summer.
Yeah.
Wait, what does the weighted one do? Oh, it makes it heavier. Okay. It's gonna land in the bottom.
No.
Never mind.
Okay.
So
I'm
what
gonna
we're going to
lose.
do now is actually like a mini quiz, a mini game.
Ooh.
And
Can you
it's
got
going to
the
be
boards?
questions about the University of Alberta.
Okay.
Okay. When was the University of Alberta founded? 1908, 1910, 1898, or 1920?
Oh, I'll wait.
Didn't work out. 1908.
Okay. Then you both get a point. Good
Ooh.
job, guys. All right, question number 2. Who was the first president of the University of Alberta?
I know this.
Is it Alexander Cameron Rutherford, William Hardy Alexander, John Walter Scott, or Henry Marshall Tory?
Oh. Oh.
He's
I'm
writing.
probably wrong.
It's Tory.
Tory.
Is it?
Yeah,
Oh, no.
David gets a point. How many campuses does the University of Alberta have? 3, 4, 5, or 6? The answer is 5.
What?
Oh.
There are 4 in Edmonton, and then we have the Augustana campus in Camrose, and a staff center in downtown Calgary. How many countries do University of Alberta students come from? 100, 150,
One.
200, or 250?
250? That's definitely. She's putting 250.
David, do your
Oh,
own.
what is it? Wait, was there 100?
There was 100.
Like just 100?
Yeah.
Anything above that?
There's 100, 150, 200, 250. $150 is correct.
250?
What is the University of Alberta's mascot? Alberta the moose, Eddie the eagle, Gooba the bear, or is it Gubba? Gooba. Rex the raccoon.
Rex the raccoon.
1 second. I need a good minute for this.
Panda bear?
There's actually a panda, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And a
Yes,
bear.
you're both correct. You both get a point.
Yeah.
Did you draw a panda?
Cute. Who founded the University of Alberta? Alexander Cameron Rutherford, Wilfrid Laurier, Louis Saint Laurent, or John A. Macdonald?
John A. McDonald.
I feel like he's American.
No, he's not.
Oh.
My answer for everything these days is
The first one.
Correct. It is Rutherford. He founded it in 1908.
There's a library.
He was
named
the
after
first
him.
premier of Alberta, actually.
Oh yeah, there's the Rutherford House.
yeah.
He used to live there, and then it became like a frat house, I think, at one point. Correct me if I'm wrong. And now it's a museum that you can go to.
I've never actually really been in there. Have you ever gone?
I have. It's free on Family Day, I believe.
Okay. I'll wait for Family Day this year and go.
Mhm.
Okay, next question. What is the university's motto? And those are in Latin, so
I know
give
what
me
it
a
is.
break,
I know.
guys.
I know. Can I write it?
Oh, if you both know it, then sure.
Quicumque vera.
Yes.
Good job. I never knew that.
So the reason that we know this is because it is in the LRT station of the university. It's written on the walls.
And it's also right in front of me over there.
Oh,
Of course it is.
how many buildings are on the original North Campus? 150, 200, 250, or 100? It's 150, so a point for David.
How's there? There's not even 150 buildings on North Campus right now, is there?
Apparently there is. That's a lot of buildings.
Yeah. What is the main color of the University of Alberta's logo? Red, blue, yellow, or green?
Hmm.
It's not yellow. It's gold.
It's one color.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't listening. It was gold.
No, the answer is green.
Oh,
Yeah,
green.
there's no option
Sorry,
for gold.
guys, I'm sleepy.
Green. So Ashlee, you get a point. Unfortunately, David, you did not get a point because that was a sneaky answer. But yeah, the main color of the University of Alberta's logo is green, which represents growth, renewal, and the natural environment of
Makes
Alberta.
sense.
Next question. How many programs does the University of Alberta offer? 200, 300, 400, or 500?
It's a lot.
It's 400 actually, so neither
We're
of you
it's
got
in
it
between
right.
both of us.
What is the name of the University of Alberta's main library? Cameron, Coutts, Rutherford, or Torrey?
So one of them is the main library. What do we I think gotta be this.
Yeah.
It's Rutherford.
What? Did we
I
get
mean-
Rutherford?
Rutherford
Yeah.
is the guy who built the university.
I feel like we've been saying his name
Well,
so many times.
I was like, no, it's because like we're a sciencey campus, right?
No. I think we're
Okay.
a bunch of things, but not just science.
That's too bad.
And that was the last question. So congratulations, David. You won.
I won. Not getting
David, you got
waterboarded.
11 points. Ashlee, you got 10. So you're just one off.
Oh, wait.
Pick the wrong one. Pick the wrong one.
I picked the right one. Never mind.
You in fact did not.
David, have you
Uh-huh.
ever gotten free food on campus? And if so, how?
So, one place I know where students can get food, free food
Mhm.
especially, is the food bank.
Yeah.
So those who are in need and can't really afford, to do groceries are able to use that resource that the university offers.
I also noticed they have a food bank drop box right outside
Mhm.
of the Rutherford Library doors, and it's always there. No, it's too heavy. Ugh.
I'm winning.
Are
We'll
you
see about
really?
that. We'll see about that, David.
Almost.
Okay. Ashlee, do you ever find it difficult to stay committed to all the activities that you've done?
I do all the time, and I think I've kind of been like that most of my life, although maybe not. I don't know. It's really hard to get into a lot of different things because I find myself, I want to try everything at least once.
Mhm.
And so I almost overcommit myself. I join all sorts of different activities, and then I say yes to everyone, and all of my friends are like, oh yeah, let's go do this today, or let's go to the fair, let's go to the festival, let's go, I don't know, go get coffee, go climbing. And I say yes to everyone, and I have a really bad habit of doing that. And because of that, I end up burning out really fast, and as soon as I start burning out from an activity, I get bored of it, and then I don't want to go back to
Are you
it.
ready? Let it bounce.
I'm gonna win again soon.
Okay.
David,
Uh-huh.
or I guess this is a question for both of you because both of you did this.
Perfect.
Have either of you been to the farmer's market?
Yes, we have. We actually filmed an episode, 2 episodes about the farmers market.
Yeah, so
Right?
when we were working on like the documentary series, also with TELUS STORYHIve, we filmed 2 episodes of the farmers market, met lots of people at the farmers market. But not only that, I feel like we also just spent time there shopping and going through, and I have been back so many times since.
And I think it's like an easy, affordable thing to do for university students, especially since it's pretty close to the university to
Mhm.
begin with, right?
Yeah.
You don't even have to get anything. You can just walk and
Yeah, you
stroll
really
and enjoy the vibes.
Oh, stop. It didn't work.
You should have used it at the top
Not so
You know,
late
science.
anymore.
because
You know science. I can't believe I would have done this.
it's like when you use a lever, the longer the handle, the easier it is to move something.
You see, I didn't do good in physics in school.
It's okay.
It clearly shows.
Okay. Ashlee, question. What is the party life like at uni?
Oh, okay. I will say I have been to almost too many parties to count. I actually don't have a number. My second year of
Party girl.
university, I met a group of people who were always part of the party scene. They went out probably 2 or 3 times a week. I will also say that there is usually a lot of alcohol involved, and it's a very peer pressure-y environment where if you're not drinking, people will probably look at you weird.
Do you have to pay to get into these?
A lot of
frat
the time,
parties?
it's crazy because a lot of the time when you go to, for instance, like a frat house, you have to pay like $10, $20 just to get in. And then they sell you like free booze is what they say. They're like, oh yeah, it's like a cover to get in and drink, right? But the thing is like, what if you don't want to drink and you just want to show up? You still have to pay that cover fee just to be there. and you end up going down to like the basement of a frat party where they have all of the strobe lights, all of like the music and everything, and you get covered in drinks. Like, I had a pair of white shoes that I wore very frequently to frat parties, and I will say they never came out looking white again. I was covered in drinks. It was disgusting. And my second year was my party year. Not everyone has to go through it, but I did go through that phase. And
What was it worth it?
for the memories and the experience, the vibes, I'd say it was worth it to learn that I don't have to live like that.
That's fair enough. I mean,
Yeah, and I'm now like sober curious. It depends. Like, I will still have a drink once in them, but still don't drink the same way that I used to, and I don't go to parties the same way that I used to.
Oh, that's another game for David. So let's start a third one.
exact same position.
It made a difference.
Ashlee, what's your favorite activity to do off campus that helps you relax?
Okay, one of the things that I picked up that costs no money, because as a university student, I do not have the funds to be gallivanting, spending all my money.
Facts.
One of the things I really enjoy doing is just walking around downtown Edmonton. And I have spent hours and hours and hours just getting myself lost. I'll listen to an audiobook or something if I really want something to be happening in the background. And then I'll just get myself lost and then try and find my way back. And then if I really can't, I'll use Google Maps. But I find it is a really nice way to get to know the city. And also you get to find things that you don't expect sometimes.
I totally agree. Especially the river valley.
Yeah.
Like, there's just so many paths to go through. Like, you can literally get yourself lost there for hours, which is a good thing and bad thing. But the fact that the UFA is so close to, the system, this river valley network, it's a great way to just be out in nature and relax while not having to go so far. Shouldn't have done that.
David, have you ever been to any networking events?
I have, actually. So I went to this like resume builder event / networking event at the School of Business, and it was pretty beneficial. To be honest, I'm not so sure what networking is. It's just getting to know people, right?
Yeah.
And
It's also
connecting
like,
with them on LinkedIn.
yeah, potentially getting like future employers
Yeah.
or references and things like that, right?
I went for the free food as well, but yeah, I think that's the only networking event I've been to. I'm letting you win, just saying.
Are you sure? Well,
What we're gonna do now is a mini game. Pull out the whiteboards, please. And this will actually be a who's more likely to game. So, you write either one of your names as
Or
the answer.
ourselves, right?
Yeah, you can say that.
Okay.
First one. Who's more likely to pull an all-nighter? Yeah. Wow.
definitely.
Yeah.
Who's more likely to befriend a professor?
I already have.
Yeah.
Who's more likely to leave an assignment until the last minute?
Okay. Both of us.
Okay, interesting.
Mainly me, maybe.
David and me sometimes.
Who's more likely to pretend to be sick to get an extension?
It's tough. You actually get sick, though.
I'm gonna expose myself right now, I guess.
I said Ashlee. I've never gotten an extension or requested for an extension.
I've definitely
FYI.
faked being sick to get an extension before.
Who is more likely to win an argument by being brutally honest?
I'm saying us.
I say,
But
I
also
only say,
Ashlee.
okay. It depends on who I'm talking to. If I'm talking to someone that I'm like really uncomfortable with, there's like no way I'm gonna be that brutally honest. But with you guys, I'll be brutally honest.
Yeah, I mean, also I think in terms of like a group project setting, I try not to stir up anything or create any
Yeah.
conflict to begin with.
Because then it just gets like awkward the
And
next time you're
uncomfy.
around people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's more likely to binge watch an entire TV series in one weekend?
I'm saying you because you
Yeah,
said you're
I've done
watching
it
Baby
several
Reindeer.
times.
Nice.
Most of my first year involved watching shows and finishing them within like a week, and it's like 8 seasons.
Who's more likely to get lost in the woods?
How's your
I think I'm pretty good at direction and spatial awareness.
I think I'm better at direction and well, maybe not spatial awareness, but direction.
If we rewind back a bit, I remember you saying you like to get lost downtown.
But I wouldn't get lost. I'd find my way.
Okay.
Who's more likely to get up early to get free food?
That's a very specific question.
Oh, interesting. Both of you, I guess.
Nice.
Who is more likely to go a whole week with no caffeine?
I live on caffeine. There's no way.
Mhm.
And who is more likely to ignore a phone call?
Well, okay, I disagree, first of all.
You put your phone on like do not disturb.
Yeah,
or
well,
something.
yeah, but that's the thing is like I'm not like purposely ignoring the phone call, you know? I will call back, so I feel like that counts for something. And then David in our group chats just doesn't respond to anything. So that's like what my basis is, you know? How dare you? How could you? I'm okay with that.
Nice. David,
Mm-hmm.
did you ever work on campus?
I did. So I worked as a teaching assistant for Business 101 and 201 in a library for interlibrary loans and an office assistant for the Association of Retired Academic Staff. Yeah, and all three experiences have been very fulfilling and rewarding because they were really flexible with my time and me being a student, so they were pretty accommodating for that. And it's always nice to just work on campus because you don't have to, commute so far.
Nice.
Ashlee, what are some fun things that people can do in Edmonton during the summer?
During the summer,
There's a lot.
Oh, there's so
Right,
much. I
yeah.
feel like, so Edmonton is known as the city of festivals, and there's always, always, always a festival. Like pretty much every weekend there's something new. I really, really, really like the art walk on White for some reason, just because they basically put out tents all down White Avenue, and you're just walking down block after block after block, and you're seeing all these artists who have made, like local artists usually, or even like all throughout Alberta, I think, maybe even nationally, there's people that come. And yeah, you just get to see people's art, and you get to talk to the artists, and I'm an art connoisseur, so...
No.
Did you win?
Yeah, I just won.
Okay.
I helped you win.
David wins this episode because he
Oh.
got 2 and you got
Yeah.
1. And David, you won the mini games also.
Yay.
Yay.
GG.
Okay, let's do some bonus questions.
All right.
David,
Mm-hmm.
are there any benefits to getting a public library card?
Yes, because you can get access to a lot of resources and books. I believe there's a 3D printer in the Edmonton downtown public library. Movies, and just access to cool things like K-Day. So there's a day, I believe, that's free if you have a library card.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
There are also really cool public libraries across Edmonton. So I remember we went to one of them in Jasper.
Yes. Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it was so cozy and everything. And yeah, you can just hang out and study and whatnot. Yeah.
It's really neat to see the vibe. Some of them have like a cafe inside, and some of them have really neat art sculptures and art on the walls.
And I personally also use the public library card so much. There's this app called Libby.
Libby.
Yeah, where you can check out ebooks or audiobooks, and I just it's consumed my life, to be honest.
That's good. Your taxes pay for that. Our
Perfect.
taxes.
Let's do a mini whiteboard section. So if you guys can pull out your whiteboards.
Again.
I'm gonna have Ashlee write 2 or 3 pros for getting involved on campus, and David 2 or 3 cons to getting involved on campus.
I could only think of one.
Con?
That's fine.
Okay. So I said not prioritizing your assignments. So always prioritize, doing homework, studying for that exam, and then get involved around campus, like volunteering or being part of a club.
Yeah.
But besides that, I think you get so much more benefits by being involved in a community.
Which, Ashlee, do you want to talk about those benefits?
The benefits of getting involved. For me, I think it really decreased my social anxiety. Just getting out, being able to talk to more people, getting out of my comfort zone. I've learned to kind of not think too much about what other people think of me, and think more about the experience that I'm having in that moment. Another thing that I learned, or not learned, one thing that I also really think is a good pro is you get to meet lots of new people. You're always networking. It's a good way to also build up your resume, especially if you're doing volunteering or activities that are you're building leadership skills with, right? Yeah, you can never have too much on your resume. And my last one was decreased depression. And I want to go into this a little bit more, but you need balance in your life. Like David was saying, yes, you have to prioritize your assignments, but at the same time, if that's all you're doing, you're going to have probably the worst school experience.
And a
that you could.
downward spiral
It
in
is,
your overall
it's-
well-being.
Yeah, because once you get into that, it's kind of like a cycle of you being like, oh, I'm going to say no to all these social activities. I'm just going to sit in my room and I'm going to be by myself all the time. And doing that all the time is really detrimental to your health.
And we'll be talking about it more in our mental health episode.
Yeah. All right. See you guys next time.
Bye.
Okay.